What's up guys? Welcome back to another video here on Muddybeards 4x4. Today we're going to be relocating the vent on my 32RH automatic transmission out of a YJ or a TJ, same transmission through many years. Now I had originally filmed this and was putting it into part 2 of my transmission video. That video is already out, but I decided that this is something that you guys actually told me to do and after my first video, and I figured after looking at forums and other things that this might be a standalone video that people who don't want to watch a whole transmission swap video might want to watch a shorter video specifically about how to relocate the vent on these 3-speed automatic transmissions. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I got a lot of comments on my first video about this vent. This is the vent right here. It's kind of dark, it's hard to tell. This is the vent hole for the transmission. And if water gets in there and it slings water around or is stuck in mud, you're going to get water and mud and junk in your transmission. So everyone is saying they tap the case up here and put a fitting in and run a vent on top of the transmission and plug that hole right there. So actually, before I put this all together, I'm going to take your guys' advice and I'm going to actually do it. Now there's a couple ways to get your pump out of your transmission. The way that you should do it is by the correct tool, the pump removal tool. I'll throw that in our Amazon store. It's like 115 bucks. I probably wouldn't do that, but just in case you guys want to buy that special tool, it's there. You can also use a bearing puller clamshell type kit, like from Harbor Freight. It's like $49.99, and you could use it for all kinds of other things. I'll throw that up here too. You can make your own tool using all thread and a slide hammer, because these guys right here, 2 of the holes in mine are threaded. This one and this one opposite of each other. So you could put it all thread in there and then hit it with your slide hammer up, and then just alternate back and forth between the 2 sides to work it out. So that's not going to get it out perfectly straight, which is what you really want to do. You're going to kind of work it back and forth each side to get it up as straight as possible. The other way you could do it, which I do not recommend, is just like this. You have longer bolts and just push the pump out by tightening these 2 bolts, alternating, and it'll push the pump up and out. But this is a cast aluminum case, and when you thread those in, you are pushing on right here. You're pushing on the case itself, which is going to take part of the material off of here, and you're going to get a bunch of aluminum shavings, and you might mess up the threads inside of here as you're tightening down. It's pushing on this and it's pulling the pump up. So I would not recommend doing that. That's kind of a last resort, but you know, that option is there if you so choose to do it. So I have taken the pump back out and apart again so I can plug this hole. I'm using a 1/4 inch by 18 NPT tap right here to thread the hole that was the vent. And this is actually the plug that came in my hydro assist cylinder. So I have 2 of these, and actually is the exact same threads, 1/4 inch by 18 NPT threads, and it actually has a seal, an O-ring on it as well, and it's really short and stubby, and it'll fit perfectly in here, still able to put the 2 halves together without it causing issues. So I'm going to drill this out to 7/16, and I will put some pipe sealant on this and thread it in, put it back together, and then we'll drill out the housing. Okay, here it is. It is sticking out not as high as the pump bolt, and it doesn't go through and mess with these two plates coming together. So I am happy with that, and let's put the pump back together and work on the housing. With the pump still out, we are going to drill a hole in the top of the case. I'm going to do it right here, tap it, and put the barb fitting in right here. But in order to catch all of the shavings, metal, I just took a bunch of grease and painted this piece of paper, and I'm going to shove it into here. I can't do it one-handed, so I'm going to put it up in here, so when I drill, nothing gets inside of the case. You're also going to want to use anti-seize in between the threads. When you're cutting threads, it keeps all of the material in between the threads and it doesn't fall in the case. There we go, and you can see all of the material from inside the case is stuck right there in the middle, exactly where I wanted it, and didn't fall into the case. So here's mine all buttoned up. A couple things of note is I did cut a couple of barbs off of this for clearance. I have a 1-inch body lift on mine, so I have a little bit more clearance than some of you guys might have. So if you don't have a body lift, you might want to get a 90-degree barb to go off to the side. And I also had to put a couple of washers under here to space it up for clearance on the bottom, so it didn't contact or get anywhere near anything inside the transmission. So I spaced it up here a little bit and cut this off for clearance. All we gotta do now is attach our hose with our hose clamp and our Brent. Who's Brent? Now all we have to do is attach our hose, whatever size hose and barb fitting that you ended up going with. Make sure you get a corresponding hose that fits it. Hose clamp, and then our actual vent here. And like I said, I'll put all of that in my Amazon store, or you can just get most of this at your local hardware store and auto parts store. After reading and seeing write-ups on forums, I saw a couple of people actually drill this part of the case right here and install this vent right here. And I'm going to tell you, absolutely do not do that. I would never do that. I saw one where they did it in the tail housing right here. That's a good idea. I like that idea. Where I did it works just as well, but this part of the case, no good. Never do that. As you can see, I do have the pump out here, and right where that is where the pump rides. So the pump is going to be right here, and there's no venting here. Like, this is a sealed area that goes into here. There's not going to be any venting where you're drilling it out in here. So I definitely do not recommend that. That's going to be it for this video. That is how I relocated the vent on my transmission. If you like the videos we're making here on Muddybeards 4x4, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us some thumbs up, leave some comments down below. And if you want to visit our website, muddybeards4x4.com, we got shirts, stickers, stuff like that you can purchase. You can also use our Amazon link. I will leave the link to everything that I possibly can for this project. Put it in our Amazon store. I'll make a cart where everything's nice for you guys. Leave a link for that in the description so it's easy to find. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm at muddybeards4x4. Till next time, we'll see you on the trail.